Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelensky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or on my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Happy Monday. How are we this morning? Come on in. Come on in. Make yourself at home. We've got some interesting energy coming in this week. It's actually quite exciting. I did quite a bit of channeling on it. So let's get to it. Welcome. Good to see you all coming in. It's going to be a beautiful day here in Kitchener, Ontario. So I'm very grateful to see some warm, sunny weather coming in. It kind of goes into a little bit of what I channeled for the week with this new beginning, this fresh energy rolling in. There's a bit of a two sides to the energy that I felt coming in this week. It's going to depend on how you process things, if I'm honest with you. But the energy coming in is asking us to take a little bit of a reflective moment and look how far you've come. Look at all those little steps. Look at all those big steps. Look at all those changes, big or small. You're doing the best that you can from where you're standing, and it's a glorious week to feel that a little bit. Now, the energy coming in is very dreamy, very intuitive, very creative. A reminder to listen to that higher self, to that heart space. And with that coming in, a lot of us are going to process it in different ways. Some of us may be leaning into, I'm stuck, I'm not moving forward. Everything feels a little bit slow and dreamy. And some of us are going to lean the other way with, this creative idea and just this space of newness and getting out of planning everything, getting out of mapping everything out. So it depends on what your personality is a little bit on how you're going to respond to it. But be okay with not knowing this week, was what spirit hollered at me. Be okay with not knowing everything. It's okay to go with the flow. It's okay to be dreamy and creative. It's okay to just simply sit back and listen, watch the clouds float by, or listen to a bird that's singing its song. This is a very good week for that. It's a very good week to say, I'm just going to allow. I'm just going to allow the healing, allow the growth, allow the stillness, allow the creative ideas to come in without knowing the plan or without knowing the map. Sometimes we get really hyper focused on knowing where we're going. And sometimes we truly, and I'll be honest, I don't even know where I'm going or what I'm doing sometimes, but it's that energy of being able to allow. It's being turned up this week. And why is it being turned up this week? Because we are always, for the most part, many of us are in the space of, this has to be done, this has to be done, this has to be done, this has to be done. And what spirit is saying is, no, it doesn't have to be done. And I know we resist that as humans. Everything is scheduled. Time is a big thing in our physical world here. Everything is timed, everything is planned. We're supposed to have all these things lined up. And when we don't, we look at ourselves as, I'm stuck, I'm not doing anything, I'm not growing. And what's in spirit's like, yeah, you are. And it's okay to just take that time to not have a plan, to not have it mapped out, to not have a need to know, am I doing it right? Is this right? I'm not growing fast enough. We need to get out of that monkey brain. I talked a little bit about that last week. And it's more and more and more coming forward for this week energy. Give yourself some time to just dream, just be daydreamy. Just, it can be a moment or an hour, whatever works for you in your day. Spend some time with just allowing that dream state, that creative state, that acknowledging the growth state. It's a beautiful week to do that. Now, we are coming into new moon energy as well. And this new moon is bringing us into a lot of compassion for ourselves, compassion for those around us, compassion with letting go. And with compassion comes forgiveness, and the undeniable flow of emotions will start flowing later on this week. And I'll talk about that a little bit more on Wednesday, 'cause I want to channel a little bit more. We are coming into this space of, oh, look at how much I've healed, look at how much I've grown forward. And we struggle with that as humans, to acknowledge ourselves. We really struggle with the acknowledgement piece. So give yourself some time to feel that. Give yourself some time to acknowledge those emotions. You may be feeling them a little bit early. It may not necessarily be right into the new moon energy, but you may be feeling that coming into your awareness. Or, the other thing that may come up is the relationships around you and how much they have healed or changed or shifted. And that's always a good thing. Looking for support is the also energy that the words that spirit gave to me is looking for support. You may be finding yourself in leaning in, or maybe people will be leaning in on you for that support. This need to this need or this desire to look for support or to feel supported is a good thing, and we often shy away with that. I need support, shame on me. So some of the shame may be surfacing later on this week as well. Feelings are moving and they need to. Feelings are moving and they need to is one thing that you can remind yourself. You can remind yourself that this is what I need to feel. I need a little bit support. The emotions will be flowing a little bit. Now, the reason that we're starting into this energy is we are coming into eclipse season. And eclipse bring us into a lot of ending energy, things that need to end, things that need to go, transformation energy. So before we get into that transformation piece, we kind of have this eruption of what needs to go, and some of that is the emotions that we're carrying around, and it's that whole backpack of life, right? That whole heaviness. So if you're starting to feel a little bit heavy in the shoulders, or a little bit heavy in the neck, or up into the top of your head this week, ask yourself, what am I carrying there? Because the transformation energy is going to be getting louder and louder the closer we get into the eclipse season in April. So, the intensity of that and the forward energy of that, what the energy is saying is now is a really good time to move through some of that, to move through some of those feelings, to move through the intensity. And what do we do quite often? We want to push it down. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to acknowledge that. I'm not good enough, or whatever it is that's kind of floating around with you. The energy is saying it's time to let that go. It's time to move forward from that. It's time to shift. It's time to allow. And allowing ourselves is a big thing. If we do struggle with that whole allowing piece, don't we? The other thing is you, and this is what spirit gave me to give to all of you, is you are an inspiration to others. You are the light. You are the energy. It's you. And it was literally chanted to me at a very loud volume from spirit. It's you are that. You are love. You are compassion. You are all of that. So give yourself some of that flow, some of that energy, and try really hard this week to not put yourself down. Really, really tap into that feeling of I'm doing the best that I can. I am touching, people and helping them on their way, and I'm helping myself on my way on my own journey. You are a champion. You are the inspiration. You are the love. You are the light. Come back into that heart space and feel that. We really struggle with feeling our own, right? We're really good at saying to other people, you're doing this really well, you're doing that really well, I'm cheering for you. But this week it's going to be, and come back in. And I know I've talked about that before, and spirit talks to me about that a lot with this whole tapping into the inspiration, tapping in and being your own champion, being your own superhero kind of thing, being your own healer, being your own intuitive person that you connect to. I hope that this energy update resonates with you. Tap into that dreamy, intuitive, creative space. Tap into of not needing them have everything mapped out all the time. Even if you can just break away from it for a little bit, even if it's just something like, you know what, I'm going to wing meals this week. I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to say, what do I feel like? This is what we're having today, without worrying about the rest of the week. Because I think we do get too far ahead of things. And, spirit always brings me back to it's always right now anyway. It's, oh, this is where you are right now anyway. You're not tomorrow. You're not Wednesday. You're not Friday. This is where you are anyway. So tap in with that with such deliciousness and just kind of bite it, just kind of bite into that, and allowing those emotions and allowing those processes and allowing yourself to cheer for yourself. Let's go into some questions here. Fran, it's hard to be a cheerleader for yourself. It's something that's not taught. Fran, you are 100% right. We're truly not taught. We're actually taught a little bit of the opposite of that. We're taught, that if if we cheer for ourselves or if we're too confident, it's ego based or it's selfishness. But there's never a wrong time to take that programming that's been given to you and rewire. You can cheer for yourself, you can lean into that. There's a big difference between being that negative ego piece to you. And not all of the ego is bad either. Let's just get that out there. But it's not wrong to cheer for yourself and support yourself in such a loving way. If it's heart space energy, it's not going to steer you wrong. It's not going to steer you into being, egotistic or a nasty person. And we're so afraid of that, aren't we? Okay. Uh, all right, let's scroll up to the top here. All right, look at all you guys coming in. Thank you. I also noticed, and I just want to kind of touch base a little bit on this just for a moment. I was logging in to go on the live, and I just kind of looked at my top of my screen. This channel is almost at 5,000 members, and I think that is glorious. What a beautiful growth in this community over the last year. It warmed my heart to see that number today. We're just under 5,000, and I loved it so much to see that growth here. And I took a moment before hitting that go live button to just kind of reflect back on how much we've all helped each other. Every one of us here, puts out that kind, loving vibration and support for everybody that joins us. The 1, 2, or 3 days a week that we come in. Um, Spring Hollow, yep, it's around the corner. Oh, she's answering Dee Dee there with the spring. Yeah, it is a beautiful name there, Spring. Um, I'm listening from out the car while driving. I love that, Joy. It's good to have you here. Looking forward to this energy. Yeah, me too. I'll be honest with you. I love dreamy energy. I love that so much. I love being reminded that I need to be more present and go with the flow kind of energy. Hit that like button, says that's what she said. Thank you so much for the reminder there. Erin, we like to know where we're going because we're used to having to get ourselves there. I'm trying to get used to getting there by just being along for the ride. Aaron, that's a great way of doing it, of reminding yourself, I'm just going to go along for the ride. Some things, and I understand it, and we do have to kind of, plan some things, but we don't have to make it the only way that we're flowing or the only direction that we're going. The whole allowing space needs to be very clear. There are some things that we do, and I'm not saying not plan anything, but what I'm saying is don't get so far into the map that you're going to miss opportunities to just kind of go with it and just kind of take that learning and go with it. That's one thing that I do with my learning. Is no matter how easy or how brutally hard it may be, I really try to just get back in my lane, and I'm just going to allow the process. I'm going to allow myself to learn, no matter how long it takes me to learn it. I'm going to give myself permission to learn it, and I think that's a beautiful energy to lean into. Wow, I was entirely ready, yet so suddenly rushed, and then my computer decided to be slow. Jules, my son has been dealing with a bully, and I have been doing what I can through the school, but I'm wondering if he could be protected energetically. Jules, this is a delicious question. So yes, 100%. So number one, Jules, what you can do is a few things you can do. I like to bubble people who are struggling with other people. So you can either teach your son, or you can do it with him or for him. Is visualizing a beautiful ball of light around him, protecting him from that energy, or a rubber ball, or you can literally visualize a beautiful blanket if a bubble or a ball doesn't resonate with you. Anything that you resonate with energetically to wrap him in that is glorious. There are some crystals that will help too. If he, some people don't resonate with crystals, so if you don't, that's okay. You can use anything at all that resonates. Um, there are so many crystals that you can use. I like to use obsidian for protection. I like to use selenite for protection. You can use rose quartz, surround them in unconditional love. Whatever resonates with you, you can do that. I also think it's really important, Jules, to also do energy cleanses, especially with being in school all day. Little people, or all of us actually, but school age children are very absorbent. They absorb things around them, which is why they care so much about what people think, because they're aware of that energy. So one thing that you can do is a little bit of an energy cleanse. It can be something as simple as wiping, as you come home from school or in the house, wiping energy off. Intentional showers or bathing with the intention to rinse off what no longer serves you. It can be something as simple. I have a magic stick, walking stick up near my front door. We used to use it as a almost almost like a magic wand. I'm going to remove all this energy. The other thing is being able to take some time to speak it. And I'm sure you probably do this, Jules. But how was your day? And giving that permission to speak it and release it. Speak it and release it. I think it's a really good thing that you are, make sure that you're dealing with the school. Bullying energy is not fun and it's not pleasant. Um, Quite often, I know this is a tough subject, but quite often, and this is what I've talked to my youth group about, is people who bully or people who are struggling have a lot going on in their own vibrational frequency. And even though it's really, really hard to kind of shift into that heart space, but most people who are bullies have got something major going on in their own vibration or in their own life. So it kind of, and the reason that I acknowledge that with pinch of heart spacing or compassion is it takes away the nastiness that you're returning, right? Like the returning of that nasty energy is just being able to kind of look at, is that person's got something going on. um I also feel, quite strongly with a lot of releasing there, being able to release it. But I also feel you've really got to lean in with the school on doing something about it as well. Depending on how open the teachers, I have worked with teachers who are willing to have crystals in their classroom or cleansing the classroom for energy. Even something as simple as opening a window can be a cleanse of a classroom to remove a lot of that energy. But coming into a shift in communication with the school, I feel is coming, Jules. I do feel this is going to soften here, but I feel I feel like you're coming into like that open doorway of that shift there. When it comes to that stuck, I talked about it with my spirit guide this morning, and because it's not about rushing for me, but more so about always just wanting to learn because I love it so much. And that's a really good point. Learning is a beautiful thing, and sometimes there's still learning to do in the place that we're standing. And I went through this a lot with my mediumship. Um, because I love it so much. I love mediumship so much, and I always wanted to do more sessions or more events. And and spirit would always hold me back with you, Lana. You haven't yet mastered doing two readings a day. So before you go to 3 or 4 or 5, you need to come back and just do the two. And no matter how hard I worked to be able to get to more, spirit would always hold me back. Somebody would cancel, or I wouldn't get the bookings, and spirit was very clear. You haven't yet grasped maintaining that energy to be able to do two really good sessions or to be able to understand how we're working with you. So when I want to get, I want more, I want more, I want more. I just kind of come back into the space that I'm in. And is there more here that I'm yet to learn? Because it's just like reading a book. You wouldn't read the beginning of a book, skip the middle, and go to the end, right? Unless it's not a really good book, then maybe you will. But there's still something in the middle of the book to read or to process. And I always say if I can walk away from that experience with just like a granule of sugar or a grain of sand with the learning, then it was worth taking my time and picking up that little tiny piece of learning. I've been so emotional, and there's more coming. It's releasing, and perhaps you know what? Perhaps you've gone through the emotions, and perhaps there might be more coming. So much energy around personal relationships and looking for support and connection. This resonates so strongly. I'm really happy that resonates with you. The other thing with relationships is this is kind of what I do with spirit. I'll share with you what I do. Is I always say to spirit, show me. Show me what I need to learn. Even in relationships, if someone's not meant to be part of my journey, I want to see it right away. I want to get the learning done right away for both of our sakes. And some soul contracts aren't meant to be very long, right? Some soul contracts may be an hour, or they may be a month, or they may be years when it comes to people in our lives. And when it's time for that learning's been completed, I'm always so grateful for the moving on. And I'm always very clear that if somebody needs to go this way, or if I need to go that way, I'm okay with that. I truly am. And I do it from that loving space. Bubbles, I can't come to the conclusion of well, if I want to learn more, I have to accept the patience I need to have. The sooner I give into the pause, the sooner I'll be learning again. And the pause might not be that you're not learning. The pause can be that there's something else there to learn, or or to master it further. Sometimes it's more of a mastering, right? More of a I'll use patience as an example. I don't feel that we can be too patient, right? Like we may need to develop more patience, or we may need to develop something further. Learning something and developing it, I tell this to my mentoring students quite frequently. Learning something and developing is two different things. You can learn it, but to develop it further can take a little bit more time. So, Cheyenne, perhaps you're developing something, right? I'm developing that, or I'm mastering that, or I'm getting better at that before I pick up something else to learn. Spring. I will be praying for protection for him. Sounds like he can most definitely benefit from that. Absolutely, there, Spring. Oh, the neck problems. I already do that on my own. Beautiful. We do hold things in our physical body. Sometimes it is, wear and tear, or we have lifted something wrong, but often it can be the energy there too. I'll often ask myself, what am I holding on to? What has got me in that tense space where my shoulders are up to here, right? Like or your tongue's at the top of your mouth, or you got your teeth grinding. You may not even be aware of the energy that we're holding on to something. And sometimes all we need is that intentional, I need to let that go. I need to let that go. That's not, and it comes back to, are you in your lane, or are you in somebody else's lane, or somebody crossed into your lane? Sometimes it's just that moment. Oh, look at all you guys supporting. I love that so much. Yeah, crystals in the backpack, or wearing them 100%. I probably should have added that. Thank you, Kayla. Crystals in the backpack, or if you'll keep them in his pocket, or if you'll wear a little bracelet. I don't have any I actually gave my hematite bracelet away to somebody this weekend who was struggling, so I got to order myself a new hematite bracelet. Um, So I allow myself to cheer for myself and treat myself better. Life has been so much better. I swear to God, to everyone here, it's worth it. I mean that. And cheering for ourselves, there's nothing wrong with that. We've got to get out of that mindset that if I cheer for myself, there's something wrong. Sometimes you're the only one, right? Sometimes you're the only one that's cheering for you. And that's okay, right? I think sometimes it's about kind of balancing that teeter-totter. Sometimes we lean into looking for validation way too over here from other people, right? And then sometimes we can pinch ourselves off too much from other people, or, because other people can be giving us messages too. Let's not forget that messages can come from other people. So I think we've got to keep that into that balance space of where am I looking for that validation? Because we all need support too from other people, but we have to be our main support person. I hope that resonates there. All right, I lost my place here. Let's try again. Uh, Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to find out where I left off here. Lana, you told me a while ago that I have a group of baby spirit animals. Lately, I've been hearing them singing while I'm in the shower. They think it's hilarious to sing "Wash That Man Right Up." Oh, I love that so much. And Aaron, you know what? Good job, you adding your own energy to that. And adding what resonates with you with the singing and changing the energy. I'm really proud of you for that, Aaron. Well done, you. Okay, I'm just gonna skip over some of the chit chat. Bonnie, listening listening from my last day on the beach, watching the clouds in a dreamy state. Oh, Bonnie, I love that. Enjoy that dreamy state. Enjoy that 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 just being, that just observing, and allowing yourself that. And safe travels home, Bonnie. Maria, Lana, I'm about to graduate from university. Is my dad proud, happy? Unfortunately, he passed away and won't be here to celebrate. He won't be there physically, Maria, but he will be there from spirit. Spirit does not have the same physical appearance as we do, but he will be there for the ceremony. I also feel that you're going to feel him. Either you're going to get a sign during the ceremony, or you're just going to have this incredibly overpowering awareness that he is there. He is extremely proud of you. And I also feel that throughout, especially, I don't know what's the last 3 months have been there, but he's showing me the last 3 months there's been some significant pushing you forward, like that last final oomph to get you through that. He's been 100% pushing you forward. He's also showing me about this whole believing in yourself. Maria, has that changed a little bit? Because he's showing me that it has, that you're suddenly a little bit more into believing in yourself, that you've got this. You've got this thing called life. Okay, here we go. You're very welcome, Jules. Kayla, your mediumship story is amazing, Lana. I love to hear you talk about it. Thanks, Kayla. I do love to talk about it. It's been an amazing journey with spirit, an absolutely amazing journey. And there have been times, and and I'll be honest with my mediumship, where I wanted, like I said, I wanted more, 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 more. Especially when when things start to change, it's like that delicious salivating at the mouth. Even though I may not be understanding how we're working today, I want to know more, more, more. All right, here we go. I'm just trying to scroll past without going too fast. Some of the chit chat that you're doing. Horizon Phoenix, do spirits have any suggestions on the direction for me to look for the right job to care for my son? Horizon Phoenix, I feel like the opportunity comes from somebody that you know. I need to get you to network. So I feel like there's an opportunity. I'd rather it be you ask someone and it's through someone they know, but I feel like I've got to get you just a little bit more with communicating with other people or asking other people. I don't know if you shy away from asking because I felt a little bit of shyness there or a little bit of I don't know if I know the right people. You do. I need to get you to be just a little bit more asking. This is kind of what I'm looking for. These are the hours that I want to do. This is kind of where the direction I want to go in. I feel like I've got to give you just a little bit of a push on getting that out there. This is what I'm looking for. I feel like this something is coming in for you with networking through people. Like someone's going to know as someone that's looking for someone kind of thing. And I feel like I've got to kind of encourage you to continue that push because I do feel very much that it's coming and it's on your path. I just have to get you to kind of like taking a few more steps there. Um, oh, ouch, that one hit me. Thanks, Lana. You're probably right. It's not me, it's them shy, but yeah, if you felt that, then yeah, they probably are right. Aaron, developing like a picture, you have to let it soak for the right amount of time. Aaron, that is a beautiful way of putting it. That is a beautiful way of putting it. Thank you so much, Aaron. We do we and when here's the thing too. When we push against resistance, that's one thing that I've learned. If I'm going to push against resistance and things are not meant to go in that direction, it's not going to work out anyway. Right? It's not the door. It's just not. The whole divine timing of that lining up is so important because if it's not time, I've learned I'm definitely not going to push it. I may not. I may, and I've stuck my head in. How about now? I have done that, because for me, learning to be patient was huge for me. Learning to trust was huge for me. Tapping into the whole divine timing for me was what there was a time I don't think I was ever going to get my head wrapped around that because why not now? Why not now? Why not now? And it's like it's not time yet. It's not time yet. And it's that whole racehorse against the gate kind of feeling, right? I want to go now. I want to go now. I want to go now. And it's it can be, and there have been times where I have pushed against that, and I was like, oh, that's why not now. Got it. Right. So, and I think we've all been there. I think we've all tried to push against something. And I think we've all learned not now. It's the whole resistance piece too, right? And the other thing is sometimes we truly are not ready and we think that we are. And that's the other thing. I'm ready. I'm ready. And it's like, oh, maybe I'm not ready. That part wasn't healed yet, or that part of me wasn't ready yet. Okay, let me see. That's what she said. Lana, my cousin says her dad is visiting her in her sleep. Is there a message he's wanting? Is there a message he has for her? When spirit visits in our sleep, and it's a very common thing because our mind is quiet. So when I'm channeling from spirit, I literally have no thoughts in my head. There is nothing in my head but spirit. Absolutely nothing. So for most of us, we achieve that level of silence in our head when we're sleeping. So spirits can get in there and have a talk. I really feel that his biggest message is that I am still here. So I don't know if your cousin has been struggling with he's gone. He's trying to show her that he's not. That I am still here. I am still supporting you. I am visiting you. I'm tapping. He's trying really hard to prove to her that he is still here. And spirit is relentless with that. They will not stop. So when we acknowledge and when we communicate with them, and I've said this before, we open the doorway for them to come a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little bit closer. Uh, Spring. I need another hematite bracelet. It will serve my body very well. I love hematite. I love it so much. And I will use my bracelets to as a reminder as well. Like I will ping it. I am so loved. I am so loved. I am so loved. I will go to that energy and I will tap into, to the energy of that when when I'm struggling. Um and you can do that with anything. You can, it doesn't have to be a crystal. You can do that with a stick or, or a stone from outside. Always go with what resonates with you. I'm big on that. I'm huge on that. If it's a clove of garlic, keep it in your pocket. Like it's got to resonate with you because it's all intention and energy anyway. So, I always, say if anybody says to you, run, because it can be anything that resonates with you. Okay. um all right, sorry you guys. Okay, I'm just Lana, your curls look great today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Diane Quinn, any message from my spirit guides? Diane, I get pulled to they're showing me my Facebook post. So I just want to bring it up here really quickly because there's something in that Facebook post that's got to be resonating with you. And you can go to my Facebook page if you're part of that group, Diane, as well, if you want to, have a read later. But before you put yourself down, please consider everything you've accomplished to get to this point. Every life you've touched and every moment you've pushed beyond your fears. You are a champion, a fighter. You are worthy of nothing less than the deepest love you have to share. You are an inspiration. So Diane, I need to kind of tap you into, have you been kind of feeling that a little bit? Have you been kind of looking at, well, I haven't accomplished anything. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I have to kind of push you into that a little bit. You're doing amazing. Um, Maria, yes, Lana, he always used to tell me that I have to believe in myself. I just have a hard time doing that. Maria, he's doing that from the spirit dimensions, and he's very, very clear with that. So, and that's validation for you that dad is 100% with you here. You have to believe in yourself. If we don't believe in ourselves, who's going to believe in us? It has to come from you. It has to come from that space, right? People can help us and support us with that. People can cheer for us, and but we have to pick it up. We have to pick up that I believe in me. I love me. We have to pick it up. It's kind of like being more open to receive that and receive our own energy. And that's the other thing too. And I've said this before. How do you talk to your best friends or the people that you love? How do you talk to them? Talk to yourself that way too, right? Um, Look at all the support for one another here. You guys are doing really well. I love this community so much. Camilla, I have had dreams about being in a house since I was little where I meet people who have passed. Could this be more of a dream? The house has changed a bit, but I know it's the same place. Absolutely. It can be like a meetup place or a waiting room where you go to meet people. It doesn't necessarily have to be even a familiar place. So, some people say to me, Lana, I keep having this dream and I'm meeting dead people in the forest. That can just be a place that you're all meeting in. It's almost like because a few things can happen with spirit. Number one, they can come to us. Okay, so they can come to us in dream time or when we're awake, but we can also go to them. We can also move into other dimensions in our sleep. This is a very interesting topic, by the way. So thank you, Camilla, for bringing this up. We can go to them. Our higher self, or our soul, can meet them in a space um that we can all gather at. And that's exactly what that is, Camilla, is you're meeting them in that space as well. And we don't even realize that we're doing it. It's very similar to astral travel. We can meet them in a space or in a location. We can go to them as well because your soul knows the way, right? Your physical body may not, but your soul knows the way. Your soul knows how to get there and meet them in that vibration. It's like if you can just imagine like the dimensions. Like spirit shows me that they're parallel, so we can go back and forth. We go back and forth in the dimensions. Your soul knows the way to meet them there too. So it's almost like there's like this big like a group text with let's meet in that house. Let's meet in that space. Let's meet in this lane. Let's meet or they will come to us, right? So it's absolutely fascinating. Um, Diane, yes, all the time I feel lost at what I should be doing work wise. Wish I could do more. I don't if it I don't think it's right time. PSW course, take med administration course, etc. So what you Diane, so I feel like I'm overthinking it. This is kind of how when I suddenly got an instant millisecond headache when I tapped into that as well. It's because I feel like it's the overthinking piece. I also feel that I got to give you a bit of a break. I got to give you a bit of downtime. I've got to give you some time to just breathe. I'm feeling more, and and always do what's best for you, and always do what resonates with you. I'm feeling more of a fall semester. I'm feeling like I just kind of need to like do a little bit of healing work, do a little bit of stillness work. I also feel like Diane, I've got to give you some silence. So I don't know if there's been a ton of like a lot of noise, like life noise around you, but I feel like I've got to get you into some silence. I feel like I've just got to shh, shh, Diane's thinking, or shh, Diane's quiet. I feel like I've got to get you into that space. I hope that that helps you. Thank you. It's always very profound, and with people I love. I'm so happy, Camilla. Um, all right. Looks like you guys have been answering a lot of questions for me. I love that so much. And I truly do. I think it's amazing when this community supports one another, loves one another, cheers for one another. And I think sometimes we may just need a little bit of a different perspective. Sometimes that's all we need is we just need to, I'll always say, well, here's the seed. Here's the seed. You decide if you want to plant it or not. And then you get to decide if you want to water it or not. And then you get to decide if you want to eat that or not. Right. And that's such a beautiful space to be in, guidance, whether it be from spirit or from somebody else. It should feel that way. It should never feel like this is, spirit may give us advice, and spirit will show us over and over and over again, but it's up to us because we do have choice and free will on if we want to take that or not. Right. And I think that's so true with any guidance. We offer it up to people and they can decide on whether or not they want to take it. And it's very much okay. And I say this all the time, whether it be in sessions or whether it be just in general conversations. Do what resonates. If it should feel like you should feel that, right? It should feel like truth. It should feel like, yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm pulled to both books today, so let's see where we're going. Um, Aaron Bubbles. I literally don't remember if he said he reacts energetically or physically, but he gets lightheaded, I think, and uncomfortable. Um, Aaron, are you talking about the crystal itself? Because sometimes, if you're talking about the crystal, sometimes people can feel the energy as too intense. It's there are certain crystals I can't wear because the energy is extremely, or I can only wear for short periods of time because the energy can be very very intense. If that's the case, Aaron, what you can do is you can pick up something that resonates with him. It can be a rock from outside. We can create our own magic and what resonates. So whatever resonates with him, I would incorporate that. Right. I have worked with one youth who clipped a stuffy on a little hook. She clipped a stuffy, and the stuffy was had the energy of like a guardian angel, like a protector that was going to go to school with her. And she clipped it to the back of her backpack. I've had other kids where they've used certain color shoelaces, or they've clipped something very small to their belt or into their pocket. Always go with what resonates there. It's extremely important to stay fluid in what resonates with you, because if it doesn't resonate or if it's not working, you got to kind of lean into what resonates there. I used to for me, it used to be a lot of moon water. I used to carry a little spritz, and I used to spray my feet everywhere before I would go in anywhere. That's what resonated with me, was being able to cleanse my feet and using moon water. I'm a big moon person. Think about what resonates with him. It might, if there if there if the youth is into sports, it might be taking their hockey puck or their baseball and putting it in their backpack. Tap in and be creative with what resonates there. Because with what resonates, and the reason that it's so important is when it resonates, we tap into the intention of it. Right? We tap in, and that's the energy we put out. Because really, the crystal itself does have some powers or some energy behind it. Maybe I'll take away the word power, but energy behind it. But it's your intention and your energy that's tapping into that. So we are, subconsciously doing the work there too, right? You have to be a participating fact or participating energy in it in order to help that along. I hope that makes sense there. And it can be something as simple. I know this may not resonate with your child, but it can be something as simple as putting on some lipstick. This is going to protect me, right? It's all intention. So really get creative on what he is going to connect with. Okay? All right. What do we need to know? Let's ask for an angel number today. 204. Angels surround you with God's healing love. Open your heart and mind to receive this divine gift, which brings blessings to you. Source energy. So whatever word resonates with you, again. Oh, angels surround you with source energy, healing love. Open your heart and mind to receive this divine gift, which is bringing blessings to you. Got to be open to receive. Got to be open to receive. All right. What do we need to hear today? Let's just set an intention for the group. Raven. Magic is in the air, and something special is about to happen. Pay attention to your dreams and visions, especially colorful and powerful ones, as these are. Sorry, I lost my space. These are of prophecy. In any undertaking or any relationship, be very clear as to what your intentions are, because whatever they are, that's what will manifest. Intentions. You're gradually shape shifting to a more confident, powerful, and spiritually based you that will continue to emerge the more you let go of your old self. You'll observe an increasing number of events over the next few days, so just notice these. Appreciate them and don't try to figure them out. Some synchronicities are coming. I love it. Watch for the synchronicities. I love that so much. I will be here for a energy update on Wednesday, and then Friday will be very brief. I will probably do a healing session on Friday morning. 'Cause I don't have a whole lot of time Friday morning. So, as always, let's just see if any questions that are left here. I think we've got most of them here. Okay, good. There we go. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and of course, have a spirit guided day. Take care of each other. Much love.